Are you moving to Texas?
The end of the month.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
The reality is, we've talked about leaving many different times. In fact, nothing really stops us from leaving California.
It is official, I am moving out of California.
Everyone seems to be leaving California right now, but I did it 2 years ago. Is it actually worth it? So I lived in California for 8 years. It's where I started my career as a software engineer. It's the first real place I moved after college and living with my family. And 2 years ago, I moved my entire family from California to Connecticut. And I wanted to explain some of the reasons I did and what it looks like now. So let me start out with the boring reasons, the reasons that you're not here for right now, and the reasons that I needed to move. The first reason I needed to move was just sometimes you just need a change. I was getting a little tired of California and feeling a bit like I was in a rut in California. And when you're in a rut, sometimes just a change of scenery is all you really need. So we decided to move. We had Austin on the list. We had Atlanta on the list. But ultimately, I kind of wanted to be near New York City. So we landed on Connecticut. New Canaan, Connecticut. Which, as a quick side note, I had never been to before we moved to it. Okay, so the other reasons I left California. So first, for me, the weather is just monotonous. It is boring. Like, super boring. Yeah, it's always nice, but it's always nice. It's always the same temperature. No rain. Where's the excitement in that? It rains all the time here. I love the rain. I don't know if you guys like the rain. I love the rain. And in the winter, it gets cold. And even sometimes we get snow here. I thought we'd get more snow than we do, but we get snow. I like that weather. And so some of the last reasons that we moved are a lot of the reasons you've probably heard of from people like Stephan and meet Kevin and Joe Rogan. But California is just crowded and the homeless situation is ridiculous. I remember this one situation in San Jose when I was leaving for work one day and all of a sudden I realized there's so many homeless people on this street that I lived on, and I didn't live in downtown. I lived on the outskirts of downtown. I even did a vlog at one point talking about the crazies of Branham Lane. And I noticed that the homeless population had increased, like it seemed like overnight, and I started doing some searching. And what it turns out is the city of San Jose closed down one of the largest homeless encampments in the world in San Jose and forced them all to leave, which forced them all into the streets, onto the sidewalks and onto the intersections where me and my family were consistently traveling through. And that was an eye-opening experience for me in terms of California and the homeless problem. And the cities are dirty. I loved San Jose. It was a great city and I had great times there. But there were sections of it that are just dirty. And San Jose does a great job at keeping it clean, respective to the California cities I've been to. There's nothing like San Francisco's filth and disgustingness. I hate that city. I don't want to go to San Francisco. I dislike it, and I'm sorry if you live there. If you've ever been to New York City is not dirty. They maintain that city really well. And if you contrast that to San Francisco, it's like living in a $1 million mansion with a full marble bathroom or something like that. It's night and day different. So the real reason you're probably here is, sure, I've heard all the reasons that you should move, but what's it like now after you've moved? And honestly, I've gotten pretty much all of the benefits out of it that I was hoping for and some that I didn't even expect. So one of the benefits I did expect was the weather. I love the weather here. I already talked about that. We don't need to talk about it anymore. One of the benefits I kind of knew about but didn't really expect the impact of is the taxes. I made probably like $600 to $1,000 more a month just by living here and paying less in taxes. And we're not a zero income state like Nevada or Texas or Florida. Our highest tax bracket's about 6.6%, which is still half of what California is charging in taxes. So that was a significant bump, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. So the last reason is sort of another reason that we left San Jose was I felt like I was spending a lot of money to live there and not getting a whole lot of value. You know, we spent a lot of money on a house that by the time we left was worth about $1 million. We had tons of neighbors, very little yard, and you know, the house was 1,900 square feet, which is, you know, modest size for middle class 4-person family. And now if you compare that to out here, we bought this house that I'm in right now for the exact same price, okay, $10,000 more than we originally bought our house in San Jose 7 or 8 years ago. Now keep in mind that house is now worth $1.3 million, 2 times the value of this house. That house, like I said, was 1,900 square foot on 0 land. This house is 4,500 square feet on 3 acres. Yeah, 3 acres. And we are one of the worst houses in the entire neighborhood. Across the street is like a 3-story mansion, and down that way is another mansion, and it's all mansions around here. It's insane. The streets are great, the schools are great, the people are super nice and friendly. It's the amount of money that I spend here is about the same, but the value I get from it, so much better. So all in all, I'm so excited that I moved here. You can check out the video that I talk about actually deciding to move here right here. Give you a little bit more of an idea of what I was thinking before I moved. But this is what I think now 2 years in, and I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, I would really appreciate it if you'd share it with some people that you might find it interesting. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Also, big thanks to Meet Kevin for shouting out that last video, and anyone that's here from Meet Kevin, that's a new subscriber, comment down in the description. See you guys.